everyone, it's Delphine with another tutorial, and today I'm gonna show you how to make this sound. First, I wanted to thank you all for 306... I don't know how to talk, you fucking idiot. First, I wanted to thank you. Thank you. First, I wanted to thank you for 300 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for me. And also the views on the last video were pretty great, so thank you for that. And I don't want to make these intros too long, so let's go. Oscillator B is the default saw wave. I just pitched it down 2 octaves. Plus, I've turned off the randomness because you don't want it to mess with your face. And I've turned on the FM from A. The oscillator A is PWM Juno. You can find it here in the analog section. It's a pretty cool sounding wavetable. And I've just put the sync on this value and the unison is at 7. I've also played with the detune a little bit and I've also turned off the randomness. This is what the oscillators sound like together. It takes quite a long time to match the sync value with the FM. You can get some pretty crazy tones which are not very pleasant to listen to, so it just takes a while. You gotta find the right one, but it's definitely worth it. Next is the filter. I've chosen this BP12, which is like a bandpass with a peak. I'm modulating the cutoff with this LFO, very simple shape. Plus, I've messed with the resonance, a little bit of drive, and the frequency is at 44. It's doing like ooh ah. You're basically making the bass talk a little. And I've got the second LFO, which is messing with the cutoff as well, but to the opposite direction. I did it to keep the lower frequencies present at all times. And that's it in Serum. There are no effects. This is still pretty boring, but bear with me. Next, I turn off the saturator. Still pretty boring. Another one. I try to combine more of these because each one sounds great, but they sound the best together in my opinion. So I don't go with the wet all the way, although I'm automating this one here, which is, yeah, it's this LFO. Well, it is all the way here.
You are fake news, sir.
I'm just trying to like exaggerate the movement of this filter. So when it's at the highest position, it's the most saturated. Next up, trash. I've turned on the positive preset, plus I cranked the drive. The negative and the positive, they usually sound the best or the most unique and still pretty cool. They sound good on almost any sound. Next is saturator. But this time it's a wave shaper. You need to click this arrow and then you can mess with these values. So you can just copy what I did here. In other waveshaper plugins, you can like draw these lines usually, but in this one you can't draw them, but it's still pretty useful. You can just mess with these values and you can see what it does. This one is doing a lot. Next one is the shifter, and this one is pretty interesting. Let me demonstrate it on a white noise. It's crazy, I don't have white noise. I recently reinstalled my Windows and looks like I don't have any white noise files. Well, this fucking sucks. So this is what the sound looks like without the shifter. And if I turn it on, you can see what it starts doing. It's starting to oscillate. And if I slowly increase this value, it will speed up. But you don't want to do it crazy. That's too fast. There might be some use cases for that, but I don't usually go that far. And the fine knob is doing the same thing, but just in little increments. So I don't know what to call it, but it's pretty cool. It's almost like a tremolator, but it's not, you know. All right, this is what it sounds like without the shifter. And this is with. Pretty cool. You can see that I'm automating the drive out here. So it's not affecting the sound at the beginning, but it's gradually increasing towards the end. Also, I've put on this echo. And I'm automating the drive out. You don't really want the delay effect to play when the actual sound is playing. You want it after to fill out the gaps. So I made this little automation, and this is what the sound sounds like. But as you can hear, there is pretty much no low end. And I've tried to introduce the low end in the Serum patch just by doing this, which can be cool, but it didn't really fit with the mix of this track. So I just duplicated everything, and I've changed some things here. I have just the basic sine wave, 3 octaves lower, and that's pretty much everything I did. I've also turned off the filter because I don't want it messing with my low end. And this is just sub bass basically. I've turned off the saturator here, but I left the shifter on because I want the oscillation to happen as well, so the sounds feel more glued together. And I've got the low pass filter here just to cut off all the highs because I don't want them. And this is what these sounds sound together. Alright, and that's it. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.